Hey everybody, hope that you are well. Wanted to talk a little bit about DragonCon. Now, DragonCon was back in late August, first day or two in September. And so, with the busy schedule I have, I needed some time to get this video out. So, DragonCon was an interesting convention, first time attending, and I thought it was a very interesting convention. So the thing about DragonCon is that it's actually hosted in several hotels. Now, the vast majority of the conventions that I've been to in the past were usually held in a hotel, maybe two hotels, and then it was connected to a convention center. That's usually how most of them are. So it's either hosted in a hotel or in a convention center or both. And this year, DragonCon is hosted in four hotels. And there's a lot of unique things about the convention that you don't see from other conventions. So one of the biggest examples is that they have a huge parade during the weekend of Labor Day. So that was something very interesting to see. There's a whole lot of people, I would say about 70,000 people was the number of folks that they had there. So a lot of interesting things there. Some of the things that I didn't like, I would say off the bat, was the long line to get the badge. There are much better ways to handle badges. And this was probably, I would rank as, of all of the conventions I've been to since 2011, when I first started to go to anime conventions. I would say that was probably the worst, the second or third worst experience that I've had waiting for a badge. It was extremely uncomfortable. Did not enjoy having to do that. So that's the one thing about it. Just not a very exciting experience there. One of the other things that I thought was kind of a missed opportunity for them is the crowd control was okay, but I think for a large convention like that, it could have been a whole lot better. Especially when you're trying to walk from hotel to hotel. So that's kind of that's kind of a thing there. But regardless of those few items that I didn't really particularly like, I thought everything else was pretty good. Well, I will say this, options for food, I think, were kind of limited, in terms of, everything in the hotels are just like extremely overpriced. And I think for con goers that they could have used the opportunity to have local food trucks out to help relieve some of the costs, because the hotel food is like extremely expensive. I'm talking about $10 is about enough to get you a bag of chips and a soda. Absolutely makes no sense for that. So, that's the thing too. But that's something common among a number of conventions, is the extreme high cost of purchasing food. And so food trucks could really help to be a way to deal with that issue. But there were a lot of things, I think, that were very good. As a photographer, there were a lot of great places to shoot. The staff was pretty good about being pretty flexible with photographers. I think that's something that they like. Other conventions I've been to can be a little aggressive towards photographers. This convention was very, very open. They obviously had sections that they didn't want you to be in, but still very good way to deal with a very good way to deal with photographers. There were a lot of really good places to shoot. I think there were a lot of there was a really nice park where I got to shoot a couple of great cosplayers on the stairs and in a couple of areas. So if you are a photographer and you're looking for a place to shoot, it's a great place. Even across the street from the park was a very nice area where there was like a line of trees where you could get some great shots, and I was able to find a couple of good cosplayers to get some nice images there. There were the main areas in the various hotels were a great place for photography. There were a lot of meetups, so there were a lot of opportunities to find really good cosplayers to shoot with. You know, I was actually even able to find a great cosplayer who did the original, the OG Sonya from Mortal Kombat, the original Mortal Kombat. So that was a very good thing a very good shoot that I did. And you don't really find a lot of cosplayers who would do that kind of cosplay. And to be able to find that at DragonCon was a really awesome opportunity. So DragonCon, I would say that is a very good convention to go to, but you just have to be prepared for the expense of the food options in the hotel and the long lines when it comes to trying to access getting your badge and to get to the various events. Now, not a big deal for me because when I go, I usually just get my badge and shoot and, you know, photograph. But for if you're going there to, you know, go to various panels and things like that, most of those things are pretty long lines. So that's it. We'll see you in the next one.